So today's little blog post will be about sleeping on your stomach. Something that's near and dear to me because I grew up sleeping on my stomach pretty much my entire life. But over the course of my studies and my career and what's happened to me, what we're going to try and identify is what happens to us when we're actually sleeping on our stomachs. Bottom line, you've pretty much seen that the spine looks like a nice S-shaped curvature, right? So you've got a lordosis in the upper neck area, you've got a natural kyphosis here, and a lumbar lordosis in the lower back. So this is the natural S-shaped curvature for two different reasons. One, for proper absorption, and for two, proper muscle attachments at the right angles. So now, if we take ourselves and put ourselves on our stomachs, this is not the be-all end-all. It's not going to make you a bad person by sleeping on your stomach, but it could really render things a little tight and a little off in your spine, in your back, and your neck, also when it comes down to training as well. So what happens here, over the course of a lifetime or over a course of many, many years of sleeping on the stomach, what happens is, because the mattress, now this table is relatively firm, this therapy table. Now, a mattress is softer than that no matter how firm they can be. So what happens is, over time, especially during the growth spurt of in our teenage years, we have a tendency of dropping and sinking into the mattress, right? So what happens is the natural kyphosis is lost, and we become what's called akyphotic, which means this kind of flattens out a little bit more. This is, you can pretty much see this in a lot of people sometimes. So what happens, they flatten out. They lose the efficiency of what's going to happen through here in terms of their upper back. Now what happens also when it comes down to sleeping, you never can put your face on the pillow because you're going to suffocate, right? So the idea here is you have to turn your head to one side, and your head and neck are going to rotate to one side, and more often than not, it's going to be your favorite side. So oftentimes this presents with people who have a great rotation on one side, and on the other side it just feels a little bit more restricted. Okay, so that's number one. And if you're anything like me, I used to love hiking my hip up like crazy. So now, what happens is your spine will look a little contorted, but don't worry. When you wake up, you don't look like this, right? However, your body over time will realize that if this is a favorite position of yours, things in this area of your spine become shorter and tighter, things on this side become longer and weaker, and everything we've always talked about in terms of our discussions, our posts and whatnot, pretty much as much symmetrically as we can, to get symmetrically as we can, left to right, front to back, right? And so the idea here is making sure that if you do sleep on your stomach, there's a couple of things you can do. One, you can spoon with your partner. Number two, you can just grab a big body pillow that you can buy at a big box store and hug it with your legs and with your arms, and that'll prevent you from rolling over. Or in extreme situations, take a pair of pajama pants, make a big fat knot with the legs, with the leg portion of the pajama pants in front of you, and if you start sleeping on your side and you end up rolling onto your stomach, that big knot will dig into you and wake you up. It's a little drastic, but if it means getting you off your stomach to avoid any tightnesses as such, that would be ideal. So that's our little topic for today in terms of making sure you try and get off your stomach at nighttime. Thank you very much.